So not only was this mother-in-law rearranging her house, she's also taking gifts back out of it. I don't understand how comfortable some people get in other people's homes. Like, at what point does visiting turn into quietly going through someone else's life without asking? I'll give you my unfiltered thoughts at the end, so stick around. This woman had been dealing with her mother-in-law's behaviour for a while. Not one big moment, just a slow, steady pattern of things that don't sit right. Because it always starts small, doesn't it? She comes over to watch the kids, and later you notice your mail has already been opened. Not moved, opened, looked through and left out. Packages too, which would really get to me because I love opening packages. But you pause for a second and think, okay, maybe she thought she was helping. But then it keeps happening. And it spreads. You walk into the garage and things have been rearranged. Not cleaned, rearranged. Like someone decided your system wasn't good enough and fixed it without asking. Which already screams that this person thinks that she knows best. Then it moves into more personal spaces. Makeup, skincare, kitchen items. All shifted around. Always when she's not there. Which tells you something, because that's not helping. That's intentional. Some people keep overstepping until someone stops them. And when no one does, they start to think that it's okay. So Christmas comes around. Her husband gives his mum money to take their two boys shopping. They pick out gifts, and she pays for it with the money he gave her. The youngest comes back with a dish drying rack. It's not a big thing, but it's still a gift from her kid. And that matters and makes it sentimental. Because there's a difference between something being expensive and something being yours. So she uses it, life moves on. Until one day she comes home from work. Her husband's out. Her mother-in-law has been there watching the kids. And when she gets home, she immediately feels something is off. That quiet feeling of things aren't where I left them. Pantry item moves again. And you can picture that moment. You're standing there trying to remember exactly how it looked that morning to justify the feeling that you're having. Because it's not about the pantry. It's the pattern. So she starts looking around the kitchen. And that's when she notices the drying rack is gone. Not misplaced, gone. And she knows it was there earlier. So she runs through it. The kids? The husband? No. So her husband texts his mum to check. Did you take the drying rack? And she says yes, because they don't use it enough. So she took it. And this is where it changes. Because up until now you could argue maybe she's just intrusive or nosy. Maybe she doesn't realise. But this is someone deciding on their own what belongs in your house and then just taking it. And the explanation is so casual, like it makes sense, which it doesn't. So now it's not about the drying rack anymore. This isn't occasional overstepping. So she tells her husband that this isn't okay at all. To her, that's stealing. It was in her house, it belonged to her, it was a gift from her son. And someone removed it because they decided she didn't need it. And more than that, she doesn't trust her being in the house alone anymore, which feels fair, because trust isn't just about big things. It's about what someone does when you're not there. So she sets one boundary. No more mother-in-law being in the house unsupervised. That's it. Not cutting her off, not banning visits, just no more access alone. And her husband downplays it. Says it's not stealing. Says she's overreacting. That it's easier to just let it go. And that's where this changes. Because now it's not about the mother-in-law. It's about the marriage and whether your partner backs you up on a boundary or keeps moving it to avoid conflict. Because that's how resentment builds. Not from one moment, but from where it's recognised as a problem. And so now she's sitting there wondering, is she overreacting? Or is she the only one seeing what's actually happening in her own home? Personally, I don't think she's overreacting. I think she should have addressed it when the garage was rearranged. Because this goes beyond being nosy. I mean, Isn't opening someone else's mail a legal offence in some places? But going through her house and moving things, that messes with you. When you expect something to be in a certain place and it's not, it's a weird moment that makes everything stop while your brain tries to figure out what happened. I used to play this prank on my friends in my 20s, where I would swap the knives and forks around in their cutlery drawers without them noticing. But that was a prank. This is a mother-in-law actually moving things because she thinks it's best. And her husband trying to downplay it just to keep the peace? No. Just no. You're meant to be a team, and your wife's privacy is being invaded. Not only that, she took what was a present from one of their kids, and everyone knew this was a present. And because she claimed that they didn't use it enough, which firstly doesn't justify the value of something in taking it, and secondly, how would she know? What about you? Have you had someone overstep boundaries like this? If so, how did you or would you handle it? Call it out early? Call your husband in for backup like she did? Or would you just ignore it to keep the peace? Thanks for judging that one with me on Am I the Arsehole But Zen? Let's see if your verdict changes next time.